Hey guys, today on People Now, Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin are headed to court in the wake of that college admission scandal. What exactly do they face?
Angelina Jolie gets real with People, how she's feeling about her oldest son heading to college, and what comes next for the actress.
Plus,
so what are you gonna roast him on?
You see The Sopranos?
I'm taking you backstage for some laughs at a huge comedy benefit in New York.
And Joan Hart stars in the new series No Good Nick. She's here talking about life as a mom on and off camera.
Everything else, I want you to make it go away.
And the BFFs from the hit web series I Mom So Hard are sharing their hilarious stories in a new book.
They are here. We're ready to laugh along with them. It's all live today on People Now. Let's go. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Great to see you. How you feeling, Andrea?
Good. We have some fun guests today. I'm excited.
Fun guests. You had a big event last night we're going to break down.
It was great.
So much there. But we kick things off today, guys, on a serious note with more updates on that Nipsey Hussle case. A suspect has been arrested in the Bellflower neighborhood of Los Angeles for the murder of Grammy-nominated rapper and activist Nipsey Hussle. The suspect has been identified as 29-year-old Eric Holder. And according to LAPD, it's believed that Holder and Hussle knew each other. Hussle was gunned down on Sunday afternoon in front of his Hyde Park clothing store. Two other men were also shot, though they survived their injuries. At a press conference on Tuesday afternoon before Holder's arrest, LAPD Chief Michael R. Moore described a personal dispute between Holder and Hussle, alleging that Holder showed up in front of Hussle's clothing store multiple times before shooting him. Hussle died from gunshot wounds to both the head and torso. This was confirmed by the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner Coroner on Monday. Moore went on to say that Holder was believed to be a member of a local gang, though Hussle's slang did not appear to be gang-related. Holder was arrested later on Tuesday, but just hours after that arrest, Nipsey Hussle's sister spoke out in the wake of his tragic death. In an emotional Instagram posted on Tuesday, Samantha Smith honored her brother, writing in part, "You are my heart, you are my strength, my wisdom, my joy, my balance. You are my superhero, invincible to me." Smith then said that she would take care of Hussle's loved ones, including his longtime partner, Lauren London. London also paid tribute to the rapper on Tuesday, sharing a slideshow of photos of them together with their 2-year-old son, Cross. She captioned the tribute in part, "I am completely lost. I've lost my best friend." All right, we move on to this. Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin will appear in a Boston court today to face a judge for their alleged involvement in the nationwide college admissions cheating scandal. Both face felony charges of conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services mail fraud after being arrested in March. In their preliminary hearings, the court will read the charges to them. Now, it's unclear if they will enter pleas. Both could face prison time, but a legal expert previously told People that's very unlikely. Prosecutors allege in a criminal complaint that Desperate Housewives star Huffman paid $15,000 to admissions consultant William Rick Singer and his nonprofit organization Key Worldwide Foundation, which prosecutors said was actually a front for accepting bribes. Singer then allegedly facilitated cheating on Huffman's daughter's SAT test by having a proctor correct the teen's answers. Meanwhile, according to federal prosecutors, former Full House star Loughlin allegedly wanted her daughters to get into the University of Southern California so badly that she and her fashion designer husband allegedly paid $500 million, right? $500,000 or $500,000 or so in bribes to falsely designate their daughters as recruits on the crew team. Loughlin's husband, Massimo Giannulli, was also charged with conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services mail fraud. We'll have more on that as the story develops. Now we move on to this. Angelina Jolie is opening up to People about what's next for her. She's been under the radar the last few years amid her divorce from Brad Pitt. Now, though, a source tells People that despite rumors, the divorce negotiations have been mostly peaceful lately. The two regularly meet with a court-approved therapist as they continue to privately work out their settlement. Now, Brad and Angelina share 6 children, of course, Maddox, Pax, Zahara, Shiloh, and twins Knox and Vivian. Speaking of the kids, their eldest son, Maddox, will be attending college in the fall. Can you believe that? They're old enough for that now, or he is. There's no word yet on where he'll attend, though. He has visited some schools in South Korea. So, how does Angelina feel about him flying the coop? Well, she says, quote, "I'm nothing but proud. I look forward to all he will do." Look, she's a proud mom through and through. We've seen that throughout her time with all of those kids. And Maddox has a pretty good role model when it comes to hard work. Angelina has taken a hiatus from acting the past 4 years to focus on her passion for global activism. As part of her Preventing Sexual Violence and Conflict initiative, Angelina spoke before the UN in March to urge nations to deploy more female peacemakers, saying this: "We have to change laws that treat women as second-class citizens." Her activism has us asking, would she ever run for public office? This has come up before. Her response, though, never say never. So she's not closing that door completely. She adds that she's currently looking to others for leadership, and she always stands up for what she believes in. Now, as much as we respect and admire Angelina's activism, gotta say, we're thrilled to hear that she's heading back to the big screen. She recently wrapped Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, which will be out in October of 2019. Angelina loved putting her horns back on and hopes the audience loves the movie and character as much as she does. She's reportedly in talks to join the Marvel world in the next superhero film, The Eternals. Recently produced an adaptation of the children's book, The One and Only Ivan, coming out in 2020. She says The One and Only Ivan was her daughter Shiloh's favorite book a few years ago, so that one was very personal for her. Now, Angelina is crazy busy, has a lot of exciting projects coming up. We are looking forward to seeing what she's doing next. All right, Tuesday, April 2nd was Equal Pay Day. We have to talk about this. A recent survey conducted by SurveyMonkey and published by Time shows that there's still some major doubt on whether or not the pay gap even actually exists.
Yeah, so according to the online poll of over 8,500 American adults, a whopping 46% of men believe that the pay gap is, quote, made up to serve a political purpose. So you heard that right. Nearly half of men think the wage gap between men and women is fake.
I'm surprised by that stat.
I'm really shocked, too.
About a quarter of men ages 18 to 34 said that media reports of men and women being paid unequally are fake news.
Well, in a time of fake news, that's not that shocking to me.
Right, that people would choose to believe that.
Yeah, that people would choose to believe that. Well, we want to know what you guys think about these results. So are you surprised that nearly half of men think the wage gap is made up? Vote yes or no in our People poll. Also, give us your thoughts on this. Tweet us your answer with the hashtag PeopleNow.
We'll check in on those results a little bit later. But for now, Andrea, you have more for us in Star Treks.
Yes, we are kicking off Star Treks today with one couple feeling that engagement bliss. Savannah Chrisley's boyfriend put a ring on it. In this week's issue of People, the Chrisley Knows Best star is opening up for the first time about her romantic engagement to her boyfriend of over a year, Nick Cardelas. Nick popped the question back on Christmas Eve in front of Savannah's family and friends at her home in Nashville. And as you might expect, he was a little nervous for the big moment. Savannah says he said he had this whole thing written out and he was like, I just forgot it all. It was just so cute and everyone was crying. She adds that both their families being there made it even better. The duo first met via Instagram and have been dating since November of 2017. And apparently they've been talking about an engagement for quite some time. Nick actually sent Savannah a picture of a ring a while ago. She thought it was hideous, so to make sure he got the right one, he got the help of Savannah's mom, Julie Chrisley. Smart to have backup here, Nick, and look at how gorgeous that ring is. The lovers are thrilled for their next chapter, but they're in no rush to walk down the aisle. The bride-to-be says, just because you're engaged doesn't mean you have to get married tomorrow, so we're kind of just taking our time. We know that we want to spend the rest of our lives with each other. Great perspective to have. Congrats to the happy couple. All right, Jameela Jamil praised Khloé Kardashian on Tuesday, pointing out that Khloé deleted her sponsored tweet promoting a weight loss shake. Jameela tweeted this. She says, oh look, Khloé deleted her diet shake post. There is hope after all. Now, Jameela has been an outspoken critic of the Kardashians' weight loss endorsements, calling it a terrible and toxic influence on young girls. In March, she specifically criticized Khloé's endorsement, calling it irresponsible. You can see her lengthy comment here. She writes, if you're too irresponsible to A, own up to the fact that you have a personal trainer, nutritionist, probable chef, and a surgeon to achieve your aesthetic rather than this laxative product, and B, tell them the side effects of this non-FDA approved product that most doctors are saying aren't healthy, side effects such as cramping, stomach pains, diarrhea, and dehydration, then I guess I have to. Now, Khloé addressed Jameela's comments in a recent interview with the New York Times, revealing that she's never employed a chef and pointing out that she posts her workouts on social media for people who can't afford a personal trainer. She said in part, listen, I'm showing you what to do, silly person, 15 repetitions 3 times. Wow. So there might have been some shade there. What do you guys think of all this? Do you take Jameela's side? Do you take Khloé's? Personally, I love that Jameela is going after these like weight loss things because I think it's so toxic to young girls that follow along and look up to the Kardashians.
No, absolutely.
So I'm glad that she's bringing awareness to this, for sure. All right, but let us know your thoughts with the hashtag PeopleNow. Those are your Star Treks for today.
Stay with us, guys. Melissa Joan Hart is here. We are talking all about her new Netflix show, parenting on and off screen, and so much more. Plus, the hilarious women behind I'm Mom So Hard, Kristen Hensley, Jen Smedley. They're going to swing by. Their first book is officially here. Maybe the most relatable thing you're going to read this year. That's coming up.
All right, guys, let's check in on our People poll. Tuesday was Equal Pay Day, and a recent survey found that nearly half of American men believe the wage gap between men and women is made up.
We've been asking you guys what you think about those survey results, about public opinion from men on this. Are you shocked? Let's take a look at the results so far.
Wow.
Yes, I'm shocked.
No, doesn't surprise me.
All right, a couple comments here.
Yeah, Nancy, she commented, women should cut back on the work they do to match the pay they get. Think men will step up.
All right, Sierra shared her perspective. I've never experienced a pay gap, and I work in a predominantly male industry.
I think it also depends on the industry you're in as well and your personal experience.
You guys should definitely look this issue up and Google it. There's a lot of really interesting articles about those types of, the nuances of it, right? Like the different types of industries, different rankings and things like that, and how the statistics change. So
definitely a much longer debate.
It is.
For right now.
But it's good to hear from you.
Keep voting in our poll. Now let's move on to this. Calling all Office fans. Big news over here. You can now purchase your very own Dwight Schrute sequin pillow.
Ooh, here's the headline, everybody. The sequin pillow is available for $27. You can own your very own Dwight pillow. Who wouldn't want that creepy
These are
thing
hilarious.
in your bed?
So one Etsy user named Far From Average is selling the Office sequin pillows. There are a few Dwight faces to pick from, even a Michael Scott doing the prison Mike pillow.
Oh my goodness, sequin pillows have gained a lot of popularity because if you push the sequins one way, it reveals an image that was hidden when the sequins were on the other side.
Which is news to me. I didn't actually know this, but all of this got us wondering how Dwight would feel about a pillow with his likeness.
You know what? Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, so I thank you. Identity theft is not a joke, Jim. Millions of families suffer every year.
Might be a little hesitant about the pillows, but he would probably come around to it eventually. It's endearing.
Would you want a sequin pillow from Dwight?
No, this is actually, as a parent, this is a world I'm very aware of. Everything for kids right now, it's so trendy.
Do you have them, the sequin pillows?
My girls do. They have pillows, they have shirts, they have blankets,
Wow.
everything.
I guess I knew about the shirts, not the pillows, though.
It also tweaks my little hint of OCD because when you do them all one way, they look one way, and so I'm constantly just fixing them all. And if one or two of them go that way, they have to all go back.
So instead of it being a cool, creative thing, it makes you crazy.
Let's talk about this. Bridget Moynahan is opening up about her painful 2007 breakup with Tom Brady.
So in this week's issue of People, while discussing her latest book, Our Shoes, Ourselves, 40 Women, 40 Stories, 40 Pairs of Shoes, the Blue Bloods actress got very candid about the time she was expecting a baby with her ex, who had already moved on with supermodel Gisele Bündchen. I can't imagine going through this.
In the midst of facing an unexpected life as a single mother and trying to navigate a relationship with Tom and Gisele, Bridget says the public scrutiny she faced became too much.
Yeah, she told People, quote, I would have cars following me and men hiding in the bushes. As a new mother, you want to protect your child. That kind of attention felt like a threat.
Yeah, terrifying. And in the anthology of her book, she says, from the moment I announced I was pregnant, the paparazzi relentlessly scrutinized me.
Which is so scary. You have a new life that you need to care for. You constantly have to worry about people you don't know physically following you. Not to mention, she was also dealing with this super public breakup at the time.
All that would kind of pile up and really affect your perspective. And also in the book, Bridget says that she felt assaulted and even became reclusive for a while. And that was until one day, get this, she walked into a Barney's.
I like this story. So she walked into the department store while hiding from a photographer. She spotted this pair of motorcycle boots that she knew would give her confidence, make her feel like herself again. So she bought them. She calls them her little armor and security blanket.
It's this empowering story. It's a little thing, but look, sometimes it honestly is the small things that kind of bring you back, right? And make you remember who you are and at least have a moment of escape from whatever you're feeling and strength comes through that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like power boots. I like it.
Yeah.
While Bridget has been very open about the frustration of her personal life being publicized, she says she's just grateful that she's been able to provide her son a safe and private life with her husband of 3 years, Andrew Frankel.
She's also grateful that her and Tom have been able to co-parent successfully. She tells People this, Tom and I made the decision to raise a child together. We both found partners that not only supported us in raising that child, but also loved our child as if he was their own. She says, I don't think you can ask for more than that. And guys, Bridget's book, Our Shoes, Ourselves, 40 Women, 40 Stories, 40 Pairs of Shoes, is a collection of essays from 40 accomplished women recounting one thing, their most meaningful footwear. Check it out.
So this was so fun. Last night, I got to go backstage at the Garden of Laughs show where Steve Sharippa got a big surprise. He was awarded with the Garden of Dreams Hero Award for all his great work with the charity. Got a little teary-eyed here, Jeremy, so let's take a look at a moment of him accepting the award.
What the Garden of Dreams Foundation does for these kids are incredible. I was an underprivileged kid. And people helped me. I'm very proud to be a part of this. I'm honored to be here tonight and to work with these kids and my family's here. And thank you very much and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Very real moment, right?
Yeah, and so sweet. He was so surprised, didn't know it was coming.
And you know what? He was just in here a few days ago. He was so genuine here. That completely matches what we see right there on stage. Just such an authentic guy.
Such a great guy. Now, a little background on the charity, which is amazing. Since it began in 2006, Garden of Dreams has used the magic of MSG and MSG networks, including the Knicks and the Rangers, to brighten the lives of more than 375,000 children and their families.
Now, the foundation hosts more than 500 events and programs each year. Steve came on stage and announced that they made over $2 million for the charity. Really impressive.
Which is incredible. And I got to go backstage, talk to him a little more about this surprise.
Congratulations on the Hero
Thank you
Award.
very
That's
much.
amazing.
I was so, I'm not kidding you, I was really surprised. I don't get awards, but this was very nice. I got a little choked up, shall we say.
You did, because you did not see it coming, right?
I had no idea. They told me like 30 seconds before, just not to be completely blindsided, but I really believe in the foundation and the Garden of Dreams and the kids, and it was good.
Yeah, and you were tearing up a little bit.
A little bit.
What else makes you tear up?
Not a whole lot, but that did. This is us.
Oh, this is
Just imagining him watching This Is Us crying.
A box of tissues.
It was honestly really cool. It was a moment for me to be backstage with some of the most legendary comedians. Jerry Seinfeld
Yeah,
was
wait.
back
I want to know
there.
about the Jerry Seinfeld encounter because that to me would be one of the biggest highlights.
Oh, yeah. So I told him that when I was kind of on painkillers after my gum surgery that I bought tickets to his show.
Oh, so
and the
cool.
next day I checked, I bought tickets to Las Vegas.
And there was all these other great artists as well.
Yeah,
these
so
comedians
Jerry
as
was
well.
there, Ben Stiller, John Oliver. I mean, it was really cool to see all these huge names show up to support the foundation. I also got some of the comedians to give Steve a shout out and also roast him a bit.
My shout out to Steve Shariffa is that he was my judge on Last Comic Standing, and my roast to him is that was probably the highlight of your career.
Oh.
I don't know. I thought we were saying mean things.
Steve Shariffa, nobody knows the good things that he does all the time. It's really, it's nice to see him get a little recognition.
Yeah, and if you had to roast him, let's say this is a roast, what are you going to roast him on?
Shariffa?
Yeah.
You see The Sopranos? I gotta go.
Remember, we're a team. You're the brain, I'm the heart. Together we make the Thompson body run like clockwork.
Yeah, but why do I always have to be the brain?
What's wrong with being the brain? Being the brain is a compliment.
Well, sometimes I want to be the heart. You know, the heart is the fun job. Everyone loves the heart. Nobody likes the brain because the brain makes you do your homework and empty the dishwasher, while the heart gets to go out for ice cream and take in stray children.
That was a clip from the new Netflix show No Good Nick about a 13-year-old girl who infiltrates a family with the intention to seek revenge on them.
And it's starring the one and only Melissa Joan Hart. Melissa, thanks for coming back. Nice to see you.
Here with a little injury.
I do. I have a little tailbone bruise. It's quite large, actually.
Yeah?
My son made me go sledding the other day, and he wanted to go off a jump. And
So you were sledding with him.
down like a ski mountain, and then we're on this little thin sled, and yeah, slammed down, and I'm like, I can't sit.
Is it so painful still?
It's yeah.
Oh.
So you've been getting advice from
I think I broke
everyone.
my- I think I
Michael
broke my
Strahan
butt.
talked to you about it.
Michael Strahan gave me some advice yesterday. He's like, yeah, it's probably gonna be there for a while, nothing you can do.
Yeah, and I was saying to you, I had one of these when I was
Yeah.
a teenager, and it lasted for months.
Like I had it
So-
when I like fell roller skating or something, but
Yeah.
like, you know, he healed the next day. This is like,
Well, now that we know you're miserable, let's talk about this. From afar, the show's kind of a comedy, but it kind of builds and becomes more than that.
it
What-
really is.
Yeah, how would you kind of sum
It's
that
a
up?
very unique show, and it's a hard one to explain, but basically it's a family dramedy mystery series. It's serialized, so every episode will lead into the next. And it's about this family. Sean Astin and I play the parents, and we're raising teenagers, and a teenage girl knocks on our door. This girl, Nick, played by Sienna Agadong, who's, you can see there, she's just so talented and so amazing. And all the kids really are, like, you have to watch them, because they're gonna be big names going up. But she knocks on our door and says, you have to take care of me, you're the closest family members I have now that my parents are dead. And we've never met her before, but we take her in as a foster daughter, and she's scamming us the whole time. So every episode, she is pulling some big con on us, and there's a lot of people behind the scenes helping her out with this, and just slowly, layer by layer, you find out episode after episode, like why she's doing this and why she's targeting us. And it's a really different kind of show because has really high comedy, but really high drama.
It's a great concept,
Yeah,
too.
it's
so,
really-
I mean, unique. It's
Yeah, it's
super
very unique,
yeah.
and it's very like, the way I keep explaining it is sort of like a family-friendly This Is Us meets Scandal.
Okay.
So
I like that,
if you
yeah.
put some of that together, because it really is different, because it really does it feels like a traditional sitcom the first episode or two. And then all of a sudden you have these moments where someone's crying, or she stole my wedding ring, or just someone gets knocked out, and like all these things happen, and there's cliffhangers, and so we lay in Easter eggs throughout the entire show too. So if you watch it back a second time, you'll see things that you didn't realize were hinting at.
And you play a mom. It's actually the first time you're playing a mom, which is kind of crazy. Usually playing the kids. So what was this different role like for you?
Well, it's so weird. I was never like pregnant on a show. I've never played the mom of a little baby or a toddler or or even a 10-year-old. And like now I'm the mom of teenagers. I'm like,
Just like jumped right to it.
Where did this come from? I am the mom of a teenager, but that's still very new to me. But it's really fun, and it's cool because the kids are so awesome. They're teaching us about trends, and Sean and I are teaching them a little bit about like the business and and also just like understanding where they're coming from when they have to do school and they have to learn their lines. And Sienna, who plays Nick, is in every scene.
Yeah.
And has to know all her lines.
Well, that was what I was going to ask you. The biggest differences between your life as a mom in real life and then your character as a mom. What are the differences there?
Oh gosh, well, as a mom,
in terms of their approach,
I'm on the show. I'm very cold. I'm not very nurturing. Also because they're teenagers, they're self-sufficient. Like I'm still wiping my 6-year-old's butt. You know what I mean? So like, it's very
that
different.
alone.
It's a very different thing.
What about the similarities between them?
Dealing with the teenagers, the attitude, whether or not social media is safe, whether or not you want to have, are they allowed to go hang out with that kid or talk to you that way and that kind of thing.
It's like social media not safe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My kids do not have. I don't know if you saw my Instagram when I hit 1 million followers. I did this whole thing where my son is asking me like, why don't I have Instagram? And I'm like, because I'm loved by millions of people, but people might try to attack you or say mean things, and you don't want that for you. And then he shoves my face in a cake, so you gotta
There you go.
On the show, we saw that scene with you and Sean Astin. He says that you're the brain, he's the heart. So in real life with your husband, are you the brain or the heart?
I'm the heart, I think, my husband would say. He is definitely the one on top of things. He's the one that remembers to feed them. I don't really remember. I'll be like, oh, we didn't eat, let's have cereal for dinner.
Yeah.
But he is the one that, is the kind of the discipline. Oh, there he is, my hubby. He's the one that like disciplines them, but he wants to be the heart. He wants to be the love. He wants to be the one that they all kind of run to. But a lot of time, because I'm the one that's gone a lot, and I'm working in LA, and they're living in Tahoe, I'm the one that gets to like be the fun mom when I get home, and spoil him a little. And I also do a little too much of that, where he's like, why are you letting them stay up too late, or why are you letting them get,
Yeah,
but
so
then I also get home and I'm like, let's do homework, now.
Yeah, when it comes to differing opinions, like how do you deal with that? Is there someone they usually run to first, try to ask
depends.
for something?
Like with private, like personal stuff, they usually come to me instead of him, even though they're boys, which is strange, but I love it. And maybe because I'm a little bit more open and my husband's a little bit more like conservative and maybe a little prude, I would say.
And like you said, fun mom. You show up.
I'm fun
like,
mom.
Hey,
and
mom's
like,
gonna give us whatever we want.
So it's, but he's also the one that I would say they probably trust more. But it's so awesome, like to have the strengths. Like I was just watching you guys talk about like Bridget Moynahan and stuff and like what's going on with her and Tom Brady and like, that's gotta be so difficult. I can't imagine like trying to raise my kids with him not being a part of the fun. Like he does the meals and he is all about like making sure they're dressed nice, and I'm like, let's do homework and let's have play dates, and let's go on great vacations, and and so it really is like a yin and yang. Like you have to have both.
Oh, yeah,
It's nice to have that support.
Yeah, and a
Yes,
heavy lift.
for sure.
to
I
be
couldn't
alone,
work.
for
I couldn't
sure.
do what I would do if I didn't have him.
Let's talk about this, your life on set. So obviously you went through the ranks of being on a show as a kid, kind of growing up in that environment. What's your advice been to your younger co-stars?
We try to keep it light with them. Mainly it's just telling them that like sometimes, especially with social media around now, which I didn't have to deal with.
Yeah, it's a whole
But
different
reminding them that like not everything is the funniest or the smartest thing to put out there. Not everything in your life has to be out there for that. But also like on the set, just pace yourself, drink your water, stay healthy, take it easy. They're young and their parents are always around, so they have a lot of guidance. But more than anything, I'm just trying to be like, bond with them and let them feel like they can trust me and they can come to me.
Every time you're here, you speak out about so many different things. One of our other headlines we've had today is this whole college admissions scandal thing going on with Lori Loughlin, Felicity Huffman, and those allegations. What was your reaction when you heard about that? A lot of people, other famous TV people have spoken out.
I don't understand it, to be honest. Like, the benefit of the doubt that I would like to give them is that maybe they didn't really, maybe it'll come out in the court case, but maybe they didn't understand. Like if you're trying to do something to help your child get ahead and someone has a legit business of helping kids get into college, maybe did he explain, like you can go to prison if we do this? Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, I don't want to say that they're terrible people and they, like, because I don't know, and I feel like it'll come out in the court case, and I don't really understand it.
So, like, in that respect, you have some sympathy for what they're going through?
Well, only because I don't really know, innocent until proven guilty. So I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt and think maybe they didn't know what they were getting involved in, really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we'll see how everything kind of
I have no
unfolds.
clue. I don't know those women. So
My wife and I were talking about it as just this sense of from a parenting perspective,
Yeah.
any parent would do anything for their kid.
Anything for their kid.
Obviously, you don't want to break laws and do things that are
No.
unethical, but there's that little piece of it that it's like, okay, you can
He had a
sort of-
legit business, right? He
Yeah,
had a business of
well-
like helping them study for SATs and stuff.
It seemed that way, perhaps. And so,
did he not?
Well,
Oh, I don't know.
these things are all
I don't
kind of up
know.
to question now. So we'll see what happens as
Yeah.
that kind of all unfolds. But good to get your perspective on it.
Yeah, I don't understand it, and I just want to, think that maybe they were just trying, they're just trying to give their kids the best leg up they can, and if this is a way they can do it, I mean, it's illegal, and they shouldn't have done it, and now they know better, and
they
now
sure
we all
do.
know better,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think
We'll
everyone
all
does
learn
it.
from
They
that
sure do.
lesson.
On a different note, I know that one time you were here, we were talking about fitness. You like to work out with your husband. Everyone lately has been jumping on the keto bandwagon, all these different diets. What is your take on that, or in some of these diets?
I haven't done keto. I did go with a friend to pick her up from an endoscopy when the doctor said no more. You can't do things.
Wow.
Because it was causing acid reflux. But I have just started like putting MCT oil in my water, which I love.
Oh, in your water. I do that in my coffee.
In my water or my tea, like or
Yeah.
whatever on set. I just have a little bit in my trailer and I put it in my.
Well, what do you love about it? I don't know.
It fires up my metabolism
Good
a little bit, I
fats.
think. I like
Yeah.
lost a little bit of weight right away and like just a few pounds, but I was able to keep it off and like it just gives you an energy too. It gives you an energy and keeps the cravings away. But it's just it's a natural coconut oil.
Just start putting that. Can you put it in coffee?
Yeah,
it's
Oh, did you say you put it in your coffee? I
It's
thought you
totally
did your tea.
tasteless.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Game of Thrones. Last time you were here, you were on season 4.
I
think
finished it.
Are you all caught
and
up?
I just last night started back again. So I just went back on and watched episode 1 again, and I'm like, I didn't know Theon was there and Hodor is there, and like now I know.
Any crazy theories for what's to come?
That Jimmy Fallon thing that she did was brilliant. That April Fool's was brilliant.
Oh,
But he
yeah.
gave it away. Jimmy is a terrible actor. Come on, like, he just gave that away.
What are you most excited for as the whole thing kind of moves forward, wraps up?
Okay, I'm excited. There's a few things that I realize have to happen. The Hound has to fight the Mountain.
Okay.
That has to happen. The Red Witch, something about her being old in real, like when she takes the necklace off, that has to come to fruition. Something there. There's just a few. The fact that the Targaryen Steel?
I don't know.
There's a few.
You're the expert here. We're following you.
They were very careful in the shows to lay in who has the Valyrian steel swords.
Breaking news, it is Valerian. Experts have
Valyrian,
just told us.
thank you.
Yeah.
And it's very specific that they said that like Arya has a dagger made out of Valyrian steel, and Brienne of Tarth has one, and like certain people have these swords that can supposedly kill the White Walkers.
If
I don't
we
know.
doubted your fandom, it has been proven through this discussion.
I will also
Absolutely.
post later on my Iron Throne picture from Rockefeller Center.
Oh, nice.
At like midnight last night,
At the
walking
promo
through
thing they've
Rockefeller
got?
Center, I was like, there it is. I had to walk through it. I went through Times Square first because our billboard of No Good Nick is up, and I was so excited.
I saw you post about that as well.
So I stood
Right.
in front of that and took lots of pictures with my sister and stuff. And then I took a right turn and kind of went through Rock Center, and there was the throne. I couldn't climb up.
I
it.
love
was
that
afraid I
you
was gonna be
geek out
arrested.
over that. That's amazing.
Yeah. I know it's so new to me, and I felt like I was missing out by going to Comic-Cons and whatnot. I'm like, I don't understand this whole. I feel like everyone's speaking some random language. I don't understand. Well,
But no,
But now you get it.
we're all in. Should
All
we
right,
do a game?
So, yes, time for a game.
Okay, game.
So let's cue the music in honor of your new show. We're calling this one No Good Melissa.
Wait, one more
All
time.
right.
Okay.
No good, Melissa.
We're gonna give you a scenario, and you have to say whether you are guilty or innocent.
okay.
Here we go. First one. Have you
I-
ever? Oh, there. Yeah, you got the thing. Have you ever went back and binged old episodes of Sabrina the Teenage Witch or Clarissa Explains It All? Guilty or innocent? Innocent. Never have. gone
Never?
back.
I actually did watch an episode last week just to show my kids their dad on my show, but not like binge.
Well, so then you'd be guilty. Oh, but not
So,
binge.
not
Not a binge. Yeah. And the kids have watched some.
Like pieces here and there.
Okay.
What do they say? Do they?
They're not interested.
Staying away. It's like, Mom, just you do you. We're
They're
gonna. We
not,
got.
I
We're
don't know what
fans
to
first.
think of that, but I think that they see me on TV a lot, and it's just not very special.
How about the new Sabrina?
I'm
too
not
scary
letting
for
them
them?
watch
Yeah,
that.
it's pretty scary.
That's
It
very
seems-
sexual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I
Right.
know. I
Well
know. Yeah. Like takes away the
I was
innocence.
never allowed to. I wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to show a shoulder, like,
Yeah, a little
like
different world
humping
now.
in a cave.
Yeah, all right, let's do this one. Have you ever stole items of clothing from the set of one of your shows or movies, guilty or innocent? What did you
Guilty.
steal?
Like yesterday, like everything. I own every piece of Betsy Johnson from Clarissa, most of my combat boots, a lot of the necklaces. I still have some bracelets. Sabrina, I stole all the costumes. I have a whole basement full of costumes in case I ever need to dress up for Halloween like I do every year.
That's really great. You got everything.
I already went through the No Good Nick. We're wrapping next week, and I already went through, don't tell them, but I already went through the, the racks of wardrobe, and was like, well, these jeans were fit to me.
So only one person. Everything we see here is from that wardrobe rack. It's good use. All right, No Good Nick is recorded in front of this live studio audience. Have you ever kind of broken, missed the words, missed the lines, messed up in front of the live audience?
Oh, every day.
What's the worst story or most embarrassing moment?
Oh, well, so on this show, I have to play a chef, and they had to give me knives. I do not cook. And they gave me knife skills because I have to be like chopping up onions. I'm trying to get on Top Chef, so I have to be I have to really know how to do this. But I also have to say lines while I'm chopping and not cut my fingers off. So I was practicing all week and working on jicama to make it look like onion. And my friends, 12 of my girlfriends came to be in the audience, and they were sitting out there. And I'm like, I know they're thinking right now, like, how's she doing that? She doesn't know how to chop anything. And then I was like, but I'm probably gonna cut a finger. I need to really focus. And then it came my line, and I went, I don't know what I'm saying. Like, first line up, totally blew it in front of my friends.
Because you're so focused on the cut.
I was focused on what their perception of the whole thing was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do that a lot. But the thing is, when you usually break in front of the audience, and Sean, this is like his first time in front of an audience show like this. Like, usually when we're in front of an audience, it's theater, and you don't mess up theater, you keep rolling, right? But on our show, the first time anyone messes up, it breaks the ice. The audience laughs, you realize it's no big deal. Let's go back and do it again.
I can see that actually make
I like
it better.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
And that's what the audience is there for. They're not
Right.
there to watch it be perfectly put together. They can watch that on TV. If they're there in the audience, they want to see
It's
the
kind of cool to
mess
watch the
Probably
process.
their favorite
Yeah.
moments are probably those moments.
Totally.
Okay, one more. Have you ever been hungover on set? Guilty or innocent? Let's get the real truth here.
Does a photo shoot count?
Yeah.
Maxim magazine.
Oh, you were hungover for a Maxim magazine
Still
photo
been
shoot.
high.
Wait, did the pictures turn out?
I look half asleep, but very sexy.
That's really funny.
I didn't realize it was an 8-hour photo shoot. I thought I was
okay.
rolling in for an hour and leaving.
Oh, so it was like, this wasn't like pregame to get your
I
the
didn't
jitters
know
out
how. I
for
had
the
never been
shoot.
on a
This was-
cover before, and I did not know that those photo shoots were like, here's your underwear, here's your hair extensions for 3 hours. Now let's shoot for 8 hours. And I was like, wait, what? I need a nap.
Is it like a little wine or?
I had come straight from Playboy Mansion.
Oh my gosh!
wow.
Wait, didn't you recently post this? The photo, or like a throwback photo?
I threw back to Details magazine, which predated Maxim, and nobody had a problem with the Details magazine of me in my underwear. But when it came
No, it
out
was
Maxim,
very- it
there
was
was a
very,
huge
like-
scandal.
You know what,
Like
though, that-
Leno talked about it every night. Regis and Kathy Lee talked about it every morning. Like it was like a thing.
That was a
But you know,
scandalous
the half sleepy look is kind of in.
Well,
so,
that's
you know,
I mean, if you're in your
it's like
underwear,
kind of like I
you're
don't
probably
care
like,
and like.
Yeah, if you're in your underwear, nobody even notices how
It
tired
was
your
the
face
vibe.
looks.
It was the vibe. Did that bother you back then when everyone was talking about those photos being such a big deal?
Well, I know why, because I had a contract with the Archie Comics to say that I would never play Sabrina in her underwear. Like, I would never be sexy Sabrina. And Maxim magazine, for some reason, put Sabrina in big letters across the bottom instead of Melissa. And I've never heard of a magazine doing that to an actress before or after.
Obviously, really intentional.
It was really weird.
Yeah.
So they wrote, like, Sabrina, your favorite witch without a stitch. And so that went against my contract. But I didn't know the magazine was like, honestly, they should have sued Maxim. I don't know. But
it's not
it
like,
became
yeah,
a
you didn't
huge
write it,
scandal,
right.
and I had a movie coming out, and they were trying to fire me from the show, and they were trying to get me. They were suing me, and then they wanted an apology. But I had this movie coming out. I was young, and I didn't understand that those things go away. It seemed like my career was
I
over.
imagine at
you
the
know?
time it was really hard.
It was very scary. So, but you know, now looking back, the controversy was, am I allowed to be sexy at 23 years old while I'm promoting a movie? And I mean, nowadays it's like, who's not sexy promoting a movie at 12? You know, so it's like.
No, in some ways,
Yeah.
it kind of probably took part in breaking the mold of that, and because we've seen so
Yeah.
many other
Yeah.
young artists have that moment, and it seems like that's.
Well, I
less
remember
and less.
like Jessica Biel, I think, had something about when she was on the cover because she was underage when she did the cover, and there was a big scandal behind that. and
Yeah.
A lot of scandals back then.
We've come a long way here, haven't
Not
we?
anymore.
Okay, so we
Now
covered
everybody's
everything
like in their high heels, short shorts, and dancing around half naked.
And no one said anything.
Thank you for
Yeah,
being here.
thank you.
It's good to talk to you guys. You can check out No Good Nick on Netflix starting April 15th.
I learned so much. It was hard.
Yeah, what did you learn? What was the
Very
most surprising thing post-split?
How much I don't know.
Really?
Because I'm a team player. This person takes care of that, this person takes care of that, and I'm the singer. I go out and do that. So I had to learn what was missing, and it kept me busy. And I didn't enjoy it at first, but it was kind of like, wow, that was an eye-opener.
That is, of course, Reba McEntire filling us in on the hardest part of her divorce from her ex-husband and former manager, Narvel Blackstock.
But when Reba stopped by her studio, she truly did seem so happy. Since then, has revealed some pretty exciting news. She has a new man in her life. She's completely in love.
Yep, and she graces People's cover this week and is opening up about how her heartbreak turned happiness inspired her new album.
And she has a lot of great things on the horizon. A new album, hosting the ACM Awards for the 16th time, and a new boo.
Yeah, Reba's boyfriend is named Anthony Lasuzo, a.k.a. Skeeter.
Which I love that name, by the way.
She met Skeeter in 2017 while on vacation in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's beautiful out there. She was there with her friend Kix Brooks.
And Skeeter is a pal of Brooks, is a 70-year-old widower, an accomplished wildlife photographer who owns homes in Wyoming and in Texas.
At the time, Reba says that she was not looking and not even really interested, but that all changed on their trip. She and Skeeter had the best time. He bought her dinner while out with their group.
Now, 2 months later, she returned to Jackson Hole. Skeeter asked her on a date, and the pair spent almost an entire week together.
Ooh,
that's when you know it's real.
Something's going on. She remained cautious, though, for a little bit after that trip. Let their relationship happen gradually. But today she says, we're totally in love. I wouldn't put up with someone for 2 years if I wasn't in love with him. That's her quote.
Yeah, I believe her. The couple spent time in her Nashville home, his Jackson Hole home, and his Texas place.
Skeeter will serve as Reba's hot date to the ACMs and is her first relationship since her divorce with former husband and manager Narvel Blackstock.
Now, Reba and Blackstock share a son named Shelby, who's a professional race car driver. Now, they split in 2015 after 26 years of marriage.
He asked for the divorce. She told CMT's Cody Allen in 2016 that it wasn't her idea.
It's a really tough thing to go through, but she and Skeeter are already planning their red carpet outfits for the ACM Awards. They say that we like to color coordinate a little bit where we don't clash.
I like that. Keep it all, make sure it works.
Yeah.
Be sure to watch the 54th Academy of Country Music Awards on April 7th at 8 p.m. on CBS. To catch all the stars hitting the red carpet, tune into PeopleTV Red Carpet Live ACM Awards, kicking off at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, and streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, and People.com.
I like the shape of my eyes and I like my lips, but everything else I want you to make it go away.
I'm not a wizard.
Use your art skills to make it go away.
Not a wizard there. It's a clip from the hilarious web series I'm Mom So Hard. BFFs Kristen Hensley and Jen Smedley created the web series when they realized that they shared some similar mommy troubles and that they were actually pretty funny when swapping stories about them, and then everyone turns out to love it.
So funny. And now the ladies just released their first book and are cracking up moms all over the country who can totally relate. Kristen and Jen are here with us now. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, you guys.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So exciting, all that's happening for you guys. You've got the huge success, now the book. What made you decide to put it on paper?
I think that there was all these questions coming in for us that were sort of consistent, and we were like, man, we have so much to say, and it felt like the right thing to do is to put it in a book so that we could answer some of those questions, how we met, why we sort of started the web series.
People always ask a lot of the same stuff, like, are you really friends, and what are your husbands like?
Like, no, we hate each other.
Yeah. Like the second that camera stops rolling, we are ice to each other.
You get these amazing responses from people from your web series. Now you do the book's hasn't been out for very long, but what's been the responses been like so far?
I mean, it's been so incredibly supportive that it takes your breath away. It's really, really awesome. We have friends and moms and everybody sending us pictures holding the book, and our parents are excited. My dad went to Barnes and Noble and stood in front of the books and is posing. And
it's so
great. It's really, it just makes your
heart full. She hates to feel things, but our friends and family have been so supportive, and we call all of the fans on the Facebook page our moms.
Yeah.
And our moms have been posting pictures of the book, which we love, like a glass of wine.
They're reading it in the bathtub. They're sneaking into the closet to read it.
That's great.
Have your husbands read the book?
Yes,
yours?
No, I called my husband yesterday and I was like, hey, aren't you so excited about everything that's going on? And he's like, you know what? I'm buying brick right now.
Oh my goodness. Wait, so were they truly kind of detached from the process?
No, not at all. No,
okay.
We didn't let them read a lot of it, but they're part of our narratives, and it's fun to celebrate them for all that they've done for us.
Yeah. From the book writing process, no, they weren't part of it, really. And there was one part I was like, you got to read this, and he didn't, so here it is.
Was there something in the book that maybe they didn't want to be shared?
Yeah, and I'm not asking their permission now or ever.
Well, what was it?
Front to back, the whole
I mean, listen, we talk about some spicy moments in the beginning of our marriage and some unspicy moments currently in our marriage. So, we talk about the real stuff.
All out there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a how-to book.
What about for your husband?
Let's see.
We'll see. Jury's out.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about this. You each have 2 kids.
Yeah.
Which we actually snuck around and got some pictures on the gram. They'll bring them up here in a second. But so adorable.
Yeah,
Are they at a point now that they know that, hey, moms, you guys are stars and you've got a huge following? People love you.
No, not at all.
They don't care.
No, but my son and her son will go, are you doing my mom so hard again? Like when we shoot the videos.
Which all that means for them is
over
there's
it.
like a really nice babysitter and a pizza and endless juice boxes, and they're like, more of those videos.
Yeah.
But and I think last time you were here, you were saying that they don't care about anything as long as you have a Holiday Inn with a swimming pool, right?
Yeah, a Holiday Inn
That
with a
makes the
swimming
kids
pool
happy.
that is their bar. They are good. Like that's all we need, which is great because it's budget friendly, so that's good.
Good.
Yeah.
But my son's kind of getting it. You know, he's 8, so he's starting to kind of figure some stuff out. But it's still not cool because I'm not a wide receiver, so there's nothing about it that's cool.
But being on the cover of a book, they've got to
Being on the
appreciate
cover
that.
book is super cool. I tell you, this is on her table. I'm like, have you written a book? Yeah, what have you done?
Yeah.
We know
Sight
the,
words?
we know the,
Sight words.
we know the kids are older now, but there's always so much talk about post-baby bod, getting back in shape, or maybe not getting back in shape. What are your thoughts on all of that?
Oh, those are in the book.
Yeah, that's
for
in the
sure,
book for
because
sure.
I personally found my post-baby body shocking because I was like, oh, I'm probably just gonna bounce back like Jessica Alba style, and then like 4 years later, I still have not, and that was a surprise.
I keep telling everybody I still have baby weight, and they're like, she's 5.
Yeah,
She's
math doesn't-
almost out of elementary.
I know we have a cute picture of you guys have cute matching baby bumps from back.
Look at this.
Yeah.
It's hard to get us both in the frame.
That's Eleanor in there,
and that's Dashel just about ready.
Yeah.
That was very,
Can I just
very
say that
close.
Dashel is one of the coolest names I've heard in a long time. I love Eleanor's book.
Is there anything you miss about being pregnant?
Oh my God, yes. Pregnancy was like the time where I felt the most attractive. I was like, look at me, I'm a female goddess. Like, what are you doing today? I've got a human in there.
Growing a person.
I'm growing a person. Move out of my way. Need another bagel.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I was gonna
Loved
say it was
it.
just eating Chipotle every day.
Yeah.
Just gotta dive it in. Let's talk about this. I mean, and we've been mentioning it throughout the day, and just recently, generally, the fads of weight loss and everything, the keto thing. People are crazy about it. What do you make?
My husband's doing it, and it
Is he?
totally works. Yeah, he cut out like sugar and flour from his diet, and it's really changed his body and his energy and stuff. But
So you've seen results via watching your
Yeah.
husband. So
You're not into it.
Can my I'm trying to like not let my face tell you what I think. If it works for you, great.
And end of comment. Okay.
And scene.
I just feel like whatever it is that starts your engine in the right way, that gets you excited and motivated to do that stuff. But if all you can do is take a quick walk every day, I think that's okay too.
Have you tried it?
The keto diet?
Yeah.
I ketoed for about 14 minutes, and then I was like, none of this is working.
Let's talk about your kids for a second.
Yeah.
What are they into? Any comedians in the making?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, my son is, and I am too, is obsessed with Kevin Hart. But Kevin Hart sometimes uses super dirty words, and you can't always catch him, and you don't always know what they're watching. And so my son is trying really hard to do his best. Kevin Hart, which was, you know, Eddie Murphy when we were kids. You're not supposed to watch that. I did, and then I would do my best Eddie Murphy. So we're down a tricky path.
By the way, Netflix has prompted it too. I just turned it on last night. Kevin Hart came right on. It'd be very easy for the kids to just turn it on
you
and
know
go,
what?
right?
I'm going to text my husband directly after this conversation because you are absolutely right, and that is what he will watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's very funny, but
It's
like, the
very
kids are
funny.
going to be saying things you probably don't want to say.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this as we bounce down the trending things, this whole college admission scandal. You've got kids, your moms, you're in the real world, you're hearing from other moms. What's the take on this?
I keep telling my son he better be really good at basketball so he can get into college.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess it's obviously terrible, but I have such compassion for them because it's your kids and you want the best for them, and it's just misguided.
We're not here to throw any judgment towards them. They're dealing with a lot, honestly. Like they made their bed, but they're dealing with it right now. But I think for us, like our whole thought process was, let's just take it down a notch. And like, if your kid is happy and they go to some really awesome small liberal arts school, is that really gonna be like, is that a demotion?
Yeah.
Like, let people, like, we all have to take this I don't know, there's this allure of prestige that I'm like, they've got a whole life in front of them. Let them be happy.
It's kind of opened up this whole box of conversations
Totally.
about that exact thing. Like, what does it mean to get into X, Y, or Z school?
Yeah.
What does it mean to live a life that you're proud of and all that? What has been the vibe among your moms, the fan group?
In that subject in particular?
that.
We try to avoid anything we really do, anything that's like too divided opinion-wise, because that is not what we're about.
Yeah.
That's not what our Facebook page is for. And knock on wood, it's been like great because moms are like, I'm here to feel better and laugh.
Get an escape.
So not talk about that
Yeah,
stuff.
that makes sense.
Something that I think makes people laugh too is the merch you have. A lot of really fun merch. We saw the one and only Jason Momoa he was drinking out of a I'm Mom So Hard wine glass.
Yep.
So wait, what's the story on this?
Well, he's been very, very good to us, and we wanted to send him some wine glasses, so we thought this will never get to him, not in a million years, but like I think both of us were hoping it just bounced from truck to truck and eventually made it to him.
And I guess
it did. And he sent a picture through Instagram to us, and I think I like kind of peed my pants and barfed at the same time, and I took the
crying
picture
very hard.
Shut up.
Wait, he
Am I
DM'd
not
it to you?
supposed to say that?
He did. He sent
Jason Momoa slide into the DMs.
He did.
You responded, right?
No, I took a screenshot so fast it made your head spin. I didn't have time to
First
respond.
do that so it can't go away,
and then
you respond.
And then my second was like, is it okay if we post this? Because I didn't want to. He's been so cool, and I don't want him to ever think that we're like
Stalkers.
Yeah,
too
right,
late.
right.
Too
not
late.
too. We want to play it cool, you guys. We're playing it cool.
Played it real quick. Yeah, super lucky here.
We're not talking about it at all.
Let's move on from it so we don't ruin your love affair with Jason Momoa.
Oh,
We have a
God.
little game for you called Kristen and Jen Advise So Hard.
Oh gosh.
It's pretty simple. You're going to spin, here it comes, this kid and mom-friendly wheel. It's coming in. When it lands on a topic, you each get to give us some advice or
suck it in
opinions
really
on a
bad.
subject in one sentence. That's the deal, okay?
Oh.
It's going to land on here. You give us a one-sentence answer. You ready?
Yes.
Roll
Okay.
it.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
Thoughts on lingerie in a sentence?
I don't. I buy from Costco.
Wait, doesn't Costco have a line or no?
Yeah, it's a 12-pack, and it's the most desirable underwear you will ever wear. I'm currently wearing it right now, and I've never felt sexier.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, so spin again. Here we go.
Mimosas.
Are you asking? Yes.
The answer's always yes.
Yeah.
How often do you indulge in mimosas?
Oh, here's the funny thing.
Moms ask you to.
Yeah, I know. That's
Our actual
our
mothers.
actual mothers. We sometimes when we shoot the videos on like a Saturday morning, we'll have mimosas. But
Most of the time we're drinking coffee, but we laugh because there's so many videos where we didn't have a drink at all, and they're like, "Oh, the girls are
chicks were
buzzed."
hammered.
We're like,
Yeah,
not at all, but
we
I'm glad
left
you
that-
thought we were having a good time.
All right, let's spin it again.
Okay.
We got a lot to go through here.
Oh, boy,
Got
oh,
some
boy, oh,
good
boy.
ones. Bedtime.
Hardest time of the day.
I like to refer to them as garbage hours. It's like, and by the way, you're like a little Twitter-pated because you're like, my shift only is 2 hours longer. I just have 2 hours left and my shift ends. So bedtime, that's what I think
Good
of
stuff.
it.
All
Garbage
right,
house.
let's
One
do
more.
one more.
Okay.
Oh, do one more.
Let's go to
good.
bullies.
Bullies. Oh, I don't like them.
No, I got no time for them.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a whole thing.
Have you had to deal with it yet?
A little bit one time, and I just had to have a strong conversation with a surly 8-year-old, and then I had to take it to the parents. And I was like, this is gonna get tricky.
As scared as I am of my kids getting bullied, I am so scared they will be a bully. So
Oh, it's this double-edged sword.
I know.
And there's nothing more difficult than to figure out how to be angry, but how to talk to like a 7 or 8-year-old in a reasonable way, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
you lost me at talking to a 7 or 8-year-old in a reasonable way.
Okay, right. Can't happen.
You're better than me.
All right,
Well, not saying that I
ladies.
know how to do it.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much for stopping
You guys
by.
are the
So great to see you.
Everyone, be sure to pick up a copy of I'm Mom So Hard. It's available now.
All right, guys, speaking of that nationwide college admissions scandal, we actually have an update on the scandal. Felicity Huffman was early for court on Wednesday, where she's set to face a judge for her alleged involvement in that scandal.
The Desperate Housewives alum was seen entering a courthouse in Boston. She wore a black blazer, matching pants, turquoise button-down, accessorized with a cross necklace, all under a black overcoat. Huffman also carried a purse on her arm, held the hand of a man who appeared to be her lawyer. Huffman's husband, actor William H. Macy, was not in attendance.
Prosecutors allege that Huffman paid $15,000 to admissions consultant William Rick Singer and his nonprofit organization called Key Worldwide Foundation.
Prosecutors allege that the organization was actually a front for accepting brides. Huffman allegedly discussed the scheme in a recorded phone call with Singer.
Singer then allegedly facilitated cheating on Huffman's daughter's SAT test by having a proctor correct the teen's answers.
Both Huffman and Lori Loughlin will face a judge today. In their preliminary hearings, the court will read their charges to them. Both face felony charges of conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services mail fraud after being arrested in March.
Felicity Huffman was released from custody on a $250,000 bond. Loughlin and her husband were released on a $1 million bond each.
Now, it is unclear if they will enter pleas. Both could face prison time, but a legal expert previously told People this is unlikely.
All right, we'll keep you updated on that. Coming up tomorrow, guys, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Erica Jane is here dishing on Puppygate, her fantasies about Denise and Aaron, and so much more.
Plus, get ready to fangirl. Pop group CNCO will join us live. Fair warning, their catchy Spanglish single, Pretend, will be stuck in your head all day. Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Steve Sharippa.
Bye, guys.
Hey, I'm Steve Sharippa, and this is one last thing. So my last family vacation, I have a house in Laguna Beach, California, and I was there with my family. There's nothing I like more. Sitting down, eating, talking, laughing, and of course the 3 girls, my wife and 2 kids, just torture me almost every minute. Last time I was starstruck. I met Frank Sinatra.
I feel pretty casual about it.
That's the one picture I had to have. The last show I binge watched. I like Mrs. Maisel. I like Billions. I like Black Monday. I like This Is Us. I am a fan of This Is Us, believe it or not.